Hey, credit where credit is due.
I was right.
However long it took. But we got it done, so we don't need to be discussing that. And let's play football.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus channel, presented by Connors and Ferris. Mike Catalana with Veteran Day Off. Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. The James Cook saga is officially over. Dan, Cook signing a 4-year extension with the Bills.
I feel like the Jon Snow gif. My watch has ended. The saga is over. As James put it perfectly, let's play football. He said it a bunch of times. Obviously, it's a 4-year deal. 4-year deal.
Got it.
Shout wipe. 4-year deal. $48 million, $30 million guaranteed. Keeps him in Buffalo contractually through 2029. I think this is a great deal. I'm happy this is over. It makes sense. It's a little more than Kyren Williams, like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We knew it could happen any moment, any day. Cook being back in practice, obviously, I think was the foreshadowing.
Your level of surprise that it happened today?
Pretty high. I think it was exciting to see the news. Look, I'm going to give the floor to you in a second,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
We all knew that James Cook is the second best offensive player on the Bills. There have been comments I've read about guys, what's the big deal? Anybody can. Ray Davis looks great, and Ty Johnson this, and Deion Dawkins is the second best offensive player. It's James Cook. Period. He's the most talented offensive player on this team that is not named Josh Allen. It is a great job by Beane to get it done, but I was a little surprised. Somebody that is not surprised is going to tell you about it right now.
I don't know. I should say, I think I was surprised because I didn't think that the Bills would value the position enough from what I thought that they would actually get this deal done. Truly, like that is how I felt. But I was always under the camp of sign James Cook because I think you could argue who's the second best playmaker on the offense. But I think when you talk about, or second best player on the offense, but when you talk about a playmaker, dynamic, home run hitter, an option other than Josh Allen, to me, it's far and away James Cook. So to have a guy like that to surround Josh with another weapon, they obviously do really love to run the football as well. And look, you have Ty Johnson. I think he's a really great third down back. You have Ray Davis, who I think gives you another option. But to have someone that can have the impact like James Cook has, it just makes sense to me. And I'm happy to see that the Bills are rewarding a guy that they talk about so much. Draft, develop, re-sign. This is another example, and they're giving a great contract away. 11.5, 12 million was what I was saying earlier on.
Yes, nailed it.
Right in that ballpark. More than Kyren Williams, but also not 15 million a year. They were able to get the deal done.
Jenna likes to live in the middle.
I do.
Right? Like, she's always kind of, well, Mike has a point, Dan has a point. This was one that you were very passionate about, of like, sign him, like, get it done, all these kind of things. We were driving up today reading some comments.
Yeah.
And Jenna just wanted to say, you were so right.
Well, my thing was, I think a lot of people were like, James Cook is not that good. And it's like, guys, what have we talked about so much on the Buffalo Plus channel?
Lack of playmakers to help Josh.
The blue chip kind of talent guys. And Josh Allen, you know he's in his prime right now. Like the player that he is. You want to surround a guy like that with as many other elite talented players as possible to make Josh's life easier.
That's what we've talked about, is making Josh's life easier. And I've been against, it's so difficult to have 8, 9, 10, 11 play drives to scoring touchdowns. James had 4 touchdowns, I believe, of rushing yards, over 40-plus yards. The only one that had more was Saquon Barkley. Like, he is the home run hitter that they have struggled to find in the draft.
And they drafted him.
Correct. So where I'm still surprised they got it done. Like, I was pretty much like, the hold in, whatever, all these kind of things. I thought it was going to be a Tremaine Edmunds of just, they're going to part ways, and it is going to be what it is. Happy to see him back, though. And again, I don't think this is some massive contract, especially when you're a team that is close.
Yes.
I think that, like, you go back to the Saquon stuff, like when the Giants, it would have been silly for the Giants to pay Saquon what the Eagles paid Saquon.
1,000%.
But when you're a team that's that close and you have the quarterback and you have the offensive line and you have the weapons, having a running game
Wow, this is big for you.
is not important.
You need to have multiple ways to win in
Yep.
this league. And James Cook and the running game with James Cook in it has showed you the ability to do that, to take some of the burden and the weight off of Josh Allen. That is why I love this deal. That is why I wanted this deal from the beginning. And I genuinely did not think that this deal would happen. Do you feel like the hold in had any effect?
I think it worked. I from the beginning, I think James played his cards perfectly.
Perfectly.
I think there are fans that are annoyed. I'm sure all the people that said Ray Davis can do everything he does, I'm sure they will now put back on their James Cook jerseys and be cheering for him because he is that dynamic player. But I think
that's what fans do, though.
Absolutely. And so from going from that side of not showing up to voluntary to showing up to involuntary to showing up to training camp and kind of saying again, like, I wanted to show my teammates, I wanted to show the Bills that I'm invested here, showing that kind of good faith.
Yeah.
And then when, like you said, when the contract talk died down, it's like, you know how I can get this going back up again? I ain't playing. I'm going to take my time, and I'm standing on business, and I'm standing up for myself. And the players all backed him up. Obviously, his teammates.
Yeah.
But, like, I like that.
No, I think you're right. To me, when he went to mandatory camp, loved it, good faith. Showed up to training camp, loved it, good faith. I think for him, the hold-in was a situation of getting more attention, more eyes to the situation. I genuinely think that James Cook was kind of uncomfortable with that spotlight on him because of the camera coverage, because
He's very uncomfortable with that.
And that's totally fair. I don't blame him. That's, it's Hard Knocks is like this far away from him. That's intense. But for him, it got the desired result. I think for this Bills team, they are a better team with James Cook on the field. And I think for $12 million a year, it's a reasonable price. I really do. So again, I love this move.
He's getting paid like a top 6-7 running back. Makes perfect sense. The guaranteed money, I think whether that was what the stipulation was, all of those kind of things, there's a small cap relief that the Bills are getting from signing this extension. It'll lower it a little bit this year. Also, I love hearing James Cook talk. I mean that like it's so genuine. It is few words, but I think he gets his point across. I asked him today if he felt like he was ever misunderstood throughout this process. Here's what he had to say.
No, because y'all don't know what I'm going through, and y'all opinion don't matter. So it just me being myself and just staying true to myself and just believing in myself.
Our opinions don't matter. Fans' opinions don't matter. Josh said it best after the last day at Fisher, like generational wealth for families. And he stood on his business, and he's betting on himself, staying true to himself, and I really respected that.
I think from the point of fans, I understand that it's like, hey, why is he doing this? Why isn't he out on the field? All that is understandable. But also from the point of James Cook, as well as the players, it's like, this is, you're right, generational wealth. This is life-changing money. And that is something that, of course, someone's going to stick up for themselves in that manner. Of course, someone's going to try to draw as much attention to it as possible. Of course, they're going to do everything that they have and use the leverage that they have because it is a massive impact in their life. But thankfully, the Bills were able to get this done. And Dan, what's the date? It's August 13th. The focus now is football.
Yeah, I just thought it was – I saw James Cook smile today more than I have in the last 3.5 years combined.
I was going to say, I was like, we got to go back pretty far.
Beane joked around perfectly. We asked Beane, what was it like with James this morning? And he's like, he's so jovial and cheery. And he's like, nah, he was happy, man of few words, that kind of thing. Again, Beane learned too. We asked him, this is the first time. They have drafted, they have developed, they have re-signed. It's the 6th extension that Beane has gotten done this offseason. It's the 4th of the 2022 draft class. It's impressive. And to get all of those deals done, and we asked Beane what he learned from his first hold in. He said, I don't sleep well. And we kind of, I think you were kind of asking too about James, was it difficult? All these kind of things. And he's like, not really. Your question, what was the process like? He's like, I was just chilling. Yeah,
which I didn't know. I feel like with someone like that, you kind of got to make it be open-ended, because if it's a yes or no question, they will say yes or no, which is totally fine. But I was curious the behind the scenes, because the compartmentalization that goes into being like, yeah, I just play football and then my agent talks to me, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that's a dynamic that as an overthinker, I could not do.
Yeah. It was, again, very happy this is done. Again, it did feel like it was, we never knew how close they were, but showing up to practice I thought was good faith on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Now we can kind of move on, and there's some stability knowing what Cook's contract is.
All right, let's shift to practice. All right, I think in terms of the injuries,
Yes.
we talked about it yesterday, Mike and I did. The players that did not practice: Elijah Moore, Tyrell Shavers, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Deion Dawkins, Cedric Van Pran Granger, Tylon Grable, Justin Hollins, Shaq Thompson, Cam Lewis, I didn't see out there, Maxwell Hairston.
Two of those stand out to me. I'm not really worried about Shavers.
Okay.
That guy has played through so much at training camp.
Tough as nails.
I really think this may have just, like, he was on the sidelines, just kind of giving him a breather. I did not see Elijah Moore out there. I did not see Deion Dawkins out there. That's concerning. You had Curtis Samuel working off to the side, starting to increase his speed and starting to go through more running. So I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Did not see Deion Dawkins. He tweeted earlier this morning after the James Cook extension, I'll take some dinners and some cookies and things like that.
Crispy edge pancakes, which
Yes.
sounds bomb.
Right. So hopefully that means it's nothing too serious. And again, you can err on the side with Deion.
Yeah.
A guy like Elijah Moore has got to show something.
Do you think he's... Okay, wait, I do want to say, for the injury stuff, Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp were doing some team stuff out there
Yes.
today. Seems like they're both improving. That
Yes.
an important note as well in terms of just the safeties and where they're at
Yes.
overall.
Yeah, that's
Well,
big.
Go back to Elijah Moore, though.
Sean said after the game, the first preseason game, this was a big week for guys to get back. Like, hey, clock's ticking. Like, if you want to show me something,
Urgency.
urgency and availability is the best ability, cliched, all those things. And so to see Curtis Samuel out there, to see Shakir kind of out of the boot yesterday, all good signs. And so to see Elijah still not be able to get anything going, I just never understood really the hype. And there's just been nothing that has shown me that you can have a long leash of, well, we'll give this guy plenty of time. The train's going to leave the station soon, and if Elijah Moore doesn't start showing what he can do, I don't really see why he would be on the train.
I think, to me, I understood the signing. I, on the field, saw the speed. But you go back to availability is the most important ability.
Yeah.
For him to not be out there building that rapport with Josh, all that stuff that does factor in. So I hear what you're saying.
Like, is it crazy to think, I think a lot of people knew, like, obviously it's Coleman, it's Shakir,
Yeah.
it's
Josh Palmer.
Josh Palmer. Okay, so then you kind of had like 3 guys for the next 2 spots, or if you want to go 3 to 4, you're looking at Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore, Shavers, those kind of guys. But if we're thinking about Elijah Moore as the 5th wide receiver, I would take Shavers as the 5th, and maybe you keep a guy like Virgil, who gives you special teams availability,
the special team stuff.
and something like that. Or maybe it's KJ Hamler actually flashing a little bit.
I mean, he has had the opportunity to do that. Had a touchdown, obviously, in the preseason game.
Had another touchdown today.
He's had some nice moments. You see that flash in terms of his speed.
They haven't talked about Elijah Moore on Hard Knocks. Not that Hard Knocks makes
Well, I also
roster
think
decisions.
KJ Hamler is just like
Yeah.
magnetic in front of a camera.
I'm just saying, I'm waiting.
Do you think they cut him?
I'd lean towards yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you could save money-wise. I don't know how much of it was guaranteed. I feel like it was a 5-year deal with $2 million guaranteed.
I believe $2 million sounds right to me, but
I don't know. Again, this is also coming from a guy, hand up, that was never on the Elijah Moore hype train in the beginning. I never understood it for a guy that, and let me just say this too. This is whenever we
who's
talk.
a hater?
No. But whenever we talk about, Elijah Moore's had bad quarterback play, right? That's what we hear a lot. Hey, give him with Josh Allen. Now he's going to be great. Garrett Wilson was still pretty damn good with the same quarterback.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy.
Well, it's
Jerry Jeudy had a massive year last year with the same quarterback. So don't always blame the quarterback for wide receiver production. It's the cop-out way where I'm sitting there going, if you're really good, you make plays.
I hear you. I definitely hear that. I think, can two things be true? Where you want more out of your quarterback play, but also it's on Elijah Moore to make the plays, to make up for the fact that his quarterbacks before this have been less talented?
If the offense, if nobody caught passes and they were, there was both of those wide receiver rooms that he was in weren't very good.
No.
And some guys balled out and Elijah Moore didn't.
Okay.
And that's why he's on his third team and whatever.
I hear what
Hand
you're
up.
saying.
Again, this is just coming from a guy that was never on the hype train.
I think you see the speed, but you want to see more of those moments out on the field, and we have yet to see that yet. How about that? I think that's fair.
Perfect. And injuries don't help.
You see the skill set, you see what he could add, but you haven't seen enough of it in
Buffalo
so far.
You know
And
what's
you're
going to
right.
happen? He's going to go for like 8 and 80 in this preseason
And people are
game.
going to be like, yep,
Yeah, comments are going to be.
love that. All right, any other notes from practice?
No, Bills head to Chicago tomorrow, Thursday.
Yes. Oh, wait, I had two things. Let me see. Sorry.
Oh, Landon
Jackson.
Jackson, strong day today.
Nice.
I really thought he flashed and made a couple of really nice plays.
Okay, I thought, let me see. Obviously, no Dion we talked about. Keon, contested catch over Benford. Benford able to break it up. It was a tough catch regardless, but hearing the offense got to finish it. Just one of those plays where like you did the hard part, just hang on to the football. Christian Wilkerson, another. I mean, he's had some really nice catches.
You had Landon Jackson too.
Yeah. And then Jordan Hancock had a nice moment getting pressure up the middle. Would have been a sack. So that was pretty good. And then, I want to say, shout out to Kevin. Preseason game number 1 against the Giants. Kevin came up to me at the Bills press room. He helps make the food. Chef. Awesome guy. Big Buffalo Plus fan.
Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. We love you. We love your food. We appreciate it as
Yes.
well. Okay. Mike will be back later on.
Yes. He's being grandpa.
I would say family time. We love that for you,
Yes.
Mike. We love that for you. Okay. All right. For Mike Catalana, who's Veteran Day off.
You keep pointing at me and saying for Mike, and then you save it.
I'm doing this, though. Like,
yeah, and you
for
save
Mike,
it.
Okay. For Dan, I'm Jenna. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'll catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus channel. Bills will be in Chicago. That is terrifying. On Thursday, and then Friday, joint practice. Sunday, preseason game number 2. And I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Hard Knocks recap already up. Go check it out.